In Assam's history, few people are as famous as Bishnu Prasad Raba, an artist, a fighter for change, and the beloved Kalaguru, which means master of the arts. He was a very talented person who in his 60 years was always creating and fighting for what was right. This earned him the name soldier artist. Raba's life was a mix of art and fighting for change, all to free his people from being treated unfairly. He stood up for those who were not powerful, farmers, tribal people, and the poor, because he believed that art should help with society's problems. For Raba, every song was a call to do something, and every dance was a sign of people working together. He was a smart person who gave up his family's money for people who didn't own land, and he was an artist who lived like a guerrilla fighter. He believed that real freedom meant fairness for everyone in how they lived and earned money, not just being independent from another country. His lasting work in Assamese music, dance, writing, and movies is the base of the state's culture. Bishnu Prasad Raba is still seen as a perfect example, a sign of how art can be used to fight for what is right. His life story is about bravery, giving things up, and a spirit that could not be broken. Raba was very smart in school from a young age, but the desire for freedom soon became more important than his formal studies. After doing very well in Tezpur, he went to college in Calcutta. There, he got deeply involved in the city's smart ideas and political activities. The movement to gain freedom in the 1930s pulled him in. Fighting for change became his real purpose, not textbooks. His speeches and protests got the attention of the British leaders, which made him leave Calcutta and not finish his degree. But this wasn't the end of his learning. It was the start of a new kind of education among the villages and people of Assam. Raba became a scholar of the people, studying old traditions and imagining a fair society. His knowledge came from real-life experiences, not just from books. Stopping his formal studies allowed him to become the Kalaguru. He read, wrote, and argued with great passion, shaping the way people thought in Assam. Raba's wisdom was deep. It came from the struggles and hopes of his people. Back in Assam, Raba joined Gandhi's movement of peaceful protest, inspiring many with his leadership. But as he worked with the poor, he saw that true freedom needed more than just ending colonial rule. It needed fairness in society and in how people earned money. Feeling let down by the limits of the Congress Party, he turned to Marxism, looking for a deeper change. Raba joined the Revolutionary Communist Party of India, believing that fighting was needed to end unfair treatment. He shocked everyone by giving over 2,500 bighas of his family land to people who didn't own land, showing how committed he was. Declared an enemy of the state, he lived on the run, organizing farmers and risking his life for the cause. His journey from following Gandhi to being a Marxist was driven by his care for those who were struggling. Raba's fight was for real freedom, in money, in society, and in politics. His bravery and sacrifices made him a true leader of the common people. Raba's fight for change was as much about fairness as it was about freedom. Raba cared most about changing farming. He believed land should belong to those who worked on it. As a leader in the Revolutionary Communist Party, he strongly supported freeing farmers and organized them to fight against unfair land rules. In a bold act, he gave his entire 500 bigha estate to landless farmers, which greatly shook the way society was set up in Assam. This wasn't just a show, it was a real step towards the fair society he imagined. His sacrifice earned him the trust and loyalty of the farmers who saw him as their helper. Raba's story became famous, inspiring many generations to fight for what is right. Even after India became independent, he criticized rules that didn't help the poor, leading protests and using art to show unfairness. His life proved that giving up personal things can start big changes in society. By giving away his land, Raba planted the seeds for a fair society. He showed that respect and equality must be at the heart of any real change. Raba's lasting impact is about doing things, not just talking. Raba's amazing artistic talent earned him the name Kalaguru. He was a master of music, dance, plays, movies, and writing. His Raba Sangeet mixed classical Indian music, folk songs, and revolutionary spirit, giving Assam timeless songs about love, nature, and fighting for change. He studied and kept tribal dances alive, seeing them as living histories and ways to connect different groups of people. In plays and movies, Raba did new things, using the stage and screen to question old ways and tell the stories of people who were treated unfairly. He played a big part in Assam's first movie, Joy Modi, and later directed Siraj, always using art to wake people up. As a writer and scholar, he looked into what it means to be from Assam, fighting for change and cultural history, pushing for Assam's native communities to be recognized. His studies and writings made people proud and brought different groups in Assam together. Raba's lasting work is a rich mix of music, dance, and writing that continues to inspire. He showed that art could be both beautiful and a way to fight for change. The Kalaguru's contributions to culture are a main part of Assam's identity. Through his work, Raba built a legacy that lasts. For Raba, art and fighting for change went together. He was very creative even when he lived secretly as a guerrilla fighter. Forced to hide after the Communist Party was banned, he got help from villagers, writing songs and essays in the simplest places. He wrote with charcoal on leaves when paper was hard to find, showing that art only needs inspiration, not fancy things. His music and stories became ways to secretly share messages, spreading hope and ideas for change. Raba's ability to keep going was amazing. He organized secret meetings during the day and wrote music at night. Every poem and song was an act of fighting back, keeping the spirit of the struggle alive. The picture of Raba with a gun and a flute shows what he believed. Beauty and freedom go hand in hand. He showed that an artist could be a fighter, and a fighter an artist. His life was a continuous act of fighting back, where art and activism were one. Raba's lasting impact is proof that creativity can grow even in the hardest times. Raba's influence went beyond his own work. He led Assam's part of the Indian People's Theatre Association, IPTA, bringing artists together for social change. Under his leadership, IPTA brought plays and music to villages using art to teach, inspire, and get people to act. He encouraged artists to create works based on the struggles of everyday people, making culture a force for fairness. Even after India became independent, Raba made the new government answer for its actions using art to show ongoing unfairness and demand real change. IPTA's plays and songs under his guidance spoke out against corruption and neglect, making powerful enemies but staying true to the people. Raba believed in people working together, helping young talent grow, and building a strong cultural movement. He brought people together working with different groups to make a lasting impact. For Raba, culture was not just for fun, it was a weapon for fairness and a tool for building a better world. His leadership changed the art scene in Assam. Raba's work with IPTA is still a great example for artists who want to make social change. Bishnu Prasad Raba's lasting impact lives on in Assam's culture and its conscience. His death in 1969 is remembered every year as Raba Divas, a day of memory and celebration. His songs, Raba Sangeet, are sung across Assam, loved for their beauty and their message of fairness and freedom. The Kalaguru Bishnu Raba Award honors those who follow his path, inspiring new generations of artists. A memorial park in Tezpur stands as a tribute to his life and ideas. His writings, plays, and movies are kept as important cultural treasures. Raba's name means excellent art and a spirit of fighting for change. His story is a source of pride and inspiration for everyone who seeks justice. The flame of the Kalaguru's spirit continues to shine brightly. Raba's lasting impact is a living force, shaping Assam's future. Bishnu Prasad Raba's life gives us a timeless message. True freedom is a continuous fight for what is right, not just the end of being ruled by another country. He believed that freedom must include fairness in society and in how people earn money. No one is truly free if others are suffering. Raba's art and his fight for change were connected, showing that artists have a duty to be the voice of society's conscience. His journey proves that strong belief and bravery can change history. He challenged the idea that you have to choose between art and action. He lived both, fully. Raba's influence continues, inspiring artists and activists to fight for a better world. His lasting impact is a call to action, urging us to use our talents for justice. The problems he fought against still exist, making his story more important than ever. Raba's message, real art helps people, and real freedom is for everyone. The Kalaguru's spirit calls us to keep fighting for respect, fairness, and hope.